Alright sports fans, welcome back to the channel. I've just arrived at Phoenix Bike Park. It has been raining a ridiculous amount for the past couple of days, so don't know how things are going to be running, but right now, sun's high, wind's low. Let's give it a go. I've just done a lap of the Breadline Trail. Aside from a little soft patch at the start, and a little bit of a headwind, it's actually running pretty good. Which is what I hoped. Although it was a lot of rain, like it was bone dry at the weekend, and it's been pretty sunny so far today, so hopefully it's only going to get better. Yes, I forgot I've not put a mudguard on this fork, which I could do with today. I guess I need to pedal down there. Still, that's not bad at all. Let's give Breadline one more go. That's better. Better to pump than pedal. Oh, that's got a bit hairy. This is a little short. Squash that. Pull for that. Yes. Oh, it's not quite. Alright, not quite got the last two, but pretty happy with that. Yeah, it's tiring. It's like a giant pump track. Took a bit too much speed into those corners. Was a little death, but that's a fun line, that. So I'm sessioning my table line, just trying to improve my technique a bit. So there are 3 jumps, 2 either side of that big roller, and then the final step up, that kind of shorter and steeper. And right now I've got my weight kind of too much over the front, so the bars kind of come into my chest and kind of just squashes, which makes them kind of long and low instead of high and steep, which is what you want. And particularly when you ride steeper jumps, if you squash them like that, you can end up overshooting the landing unless the speed is like absolutely perfect. So it's a bit dangerous, to be honest, and it's not ideal. So I'm trying to get my weight back a bit and drive more through the feet on those jumps before I move on for gap lines. Let's give it another go. Yeah, see, I went kind of deep there. That was a little better. That was alright. See what we can do on this final step up. That wasn't too bad. Thing is, if you kind of drive through the legs, it compresses both front and rear of the bike because you're kind of pushing down through the middle of the bike. And then, if your weight's kind of over the front, you end up with the fork rebounding into you because you're kind of still with your weight over the front instead of pulling on the bars. And then you end up doing this sort of weird rebound in the air, which is not ideal. I'm obviously not going to fix this today, but I'm just hoping to improve it a bit, get a bit more comfortable doing it, and then when I ride these gap lines, whether that's today or another day, it'll be nice and safe. That's the theory. Let's see how we get on. In theory, what I'm trying to do is really simple. Just keep your kind of soles of your feet parallel to the takeoff, drive through your heels, and basically get your weight back so your upper body is at 90 degrees to the ground instead of leaning over the front of the bike.
But in practice, it's very difficult to convince your body to do something like that when it's not used to it. That's something I've been working on and off for a long time, mostly off. It doesn't really matter, like if you only ever rode like trails, even with some pretty massive jumps, you'd be fine not being able to do this proper kind of American bunny hop style pop technique, because if on like a long and low jump, if you squash it a bit and you drop the front, the difference in trajectory is like, if the ideal trajectory is like that and you drop the front, it goes down to like that. But on a steep jump, if the ideal trajectory is like that and you drop it down to that, you're kind of screwed. And I just don't ride steep dirt jumps so much, so I don't get a lot of practice. Let's give this bigger table line a go. Case the rest of these badly because they're massive. Let's try that again. There's a bit of a soft patch before that jump, to be fair. It wasn't too bad. That last one's just a smidge long and steep compared to the others. Probably works better on the whale tail line. Happy with that. A little short there, I can feel the wind a bit. That felt chill. It's always that first steep one that I'm wary of. Shockingly, I've not managed to completely overhaul my jumping technique in like 2 hours, so I'm just gonna give these gap lines a go anyway, on the basis that surely I'm better now than when I first rode them 2.5 years ago. See how far we get. Not too bad. Oh shit. Okay. Really squashed the heck out of that, but until then, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, those little wooden kickers got such a tight radius compared to everything else here. The ones on the big whale tail line are actually kind of easier because they're longer with a more open radius. It's hard not to get bucked on these little guys. Still, for a first almost full run on that today, that's not too bad. Nice. Sweet, that'll do. Oh, they're so cool, those kickers. Like, I'm mostly used to riding more kind of long and low trail jumps. Because these are a bit steeper, you have a moment where you hang in the air, are basically totally still before you start kind of falling down towards the landing. Whereas on a more long and low jump, you kind of go at constant speed forwards. It's a very cool feeling. You can see why people like dirt jumping. And these aren't even like proper steep, but yeah, it's cool. Puddle. I landed a bit flat there. Really got to catch the backsides perfectly to pump for speed. If you land a bit flat, you're going to lose too much speed and not go over the next jump, I reckon. Bit of a tag, but it's feeling a smidge windy in my defence. Nice, a bit more pop on that. Beautiful. Wasn't convinced I was going to manage to get through that again. Now, in theory, the whale-tail line is kind of easier, particularly on a big bike, because those big kickers have got a more open radius than these ones. However, I've not ridden it in about 2 years. I've not ridden it since they put in that new long and low dirt double. And apparently, I was chatting to Tom Cardy, Tom and Cara here today, that gap onto it is now bigger. They pulled the ramp back a bit because people who are very good at biking found it a bit too short because of the speed you can carry now, but I'm not one of those people, so I might give that a miss today. But I guess I could try with just the big kickers and then do another route. Is that enough speed? Yes, it is. Beauty. Yeah, really don't need much speed for those big kickers. That's literally one kind of lazy crank. And I squashed it. And it was still fine. Did hit that a few more times, so I can feel kind of confident on it and not be kind of freaking out all the way up the lip. Yeah, good day. Sunny, it's hot, but it's not crazy hot. Low wind. It's quiet, but it's not like empty. Everyone's kind of chatting, having a good time. Pretty solid Wednesday. That's so big. Went the wrong way. That's a chunky old gap, isn't it? It's a little damp. Oh, I escape. Beauty. Nice little lap that. Nope. Well, that went surprisingly well. I expected to have a horrible case on that last one, but it was actually alright. Oh, last bit's tiring though. Good little pump track. Found the one puddle. Ugh. I'm gonna do that again. Great little trail. Alright, doesn't look too bad. Let's give this another go. Yes. Beauty. Nice. Oh, it's hard work, but that's a good line. Oh shit. Fun line. You just need a good hard sprint at the start and it all flows all right with a lot of pumping.
All right, that was a really good ride. To be honest, I really could not be bothered to go out today. I always struggle a bit for motivation when I'm running on my own, but yeah, that was great. And I really like Phoenix on a quiet weekday. There's like quite a few people there, but it wasn't busy. The trouble with Phoenix at the weekend is that everyone's funneled into the little kind of wooden start ramps, and everyone's kind of getting in each other's way, and it's a little bit like people on the London Underground versus people on like a country walk. Like when it's really packed in, people kind of retreat into themselves a bit, and certainly people who don't know each other kind of don't chat so much. But when it's quieter, it's just like everyone's just chill and everyone just chats to each other. And I was like talking to people who are working on one of the gap lines and like giving them some advice. I filmed a clip for some kid who was doing his first bar spin. Had some good chats with Tom Cardy and Cara Beale, who are local and they're doing a bit of filming for Cara's channel, I think. And yeah, it was just a really chill vibe. Loved it. Great day. Really glad I went. And in terms of what I rode, so I've not been to Phoenix much this year, but I went down at the weekend and the trail side had a headwind, so that was a bit of a slog. And then on the jump side, I only rode the tables. So the gap lines I rode ages ago, but I haven't ridden them for quite a long time. And I don't ride anything else like that really. Anything else that's like steep dirt jump style jumps. And because I've already like ticked them off, I didn't really have the motivation to hit them again. And to kind of overcome that fear, you need some motivation. So my plan today was to kind of push through the fear anyway and kind of get comfortable on them, so the motivation becomes that I'm comfortable on them and they're fun to ride. I think I made some good progress on that. So yeah, overall, really good ride, and I hope you enjoyed this little vlog. Cheers.